Yo, what's poppin', everybody? Battle rap opinions. Y'all gotta bear with me, man. I'm extremely fucking tired. If you guys was watching my lives on my Twitter, you know I've been traveling. Right now, man, I'm working a fucking 3 hours sleep. It's been a rough week for me, man. Just been traveling. I'm done. I'm spent. Thank you for rocking with me. Make sure you subscribe. Hit the alert bell if you haven't already. Um, Shout out to King Fly. Shout out to my comrade DME. They the only reasons why I'm doing this so late, man. I should have waited till tomorrow, but it is what it is. Fucking Jimz versus Charron. This is off 3 watches. Like I said, this was off 3 watches. Reason why I watched it 3 times because King Fly and DME talking shit on Twitter. Salute to King Fly. So I watched it multiple times because I want to be sure. If you don't know why in particular, DME out here talking about this was battle of the year. This was a very good battle. This was not battle of the year. But it was definitely a better battle than I expected. And to be quite clear, again, I only watched this battle really in general was because Jimz was battling. But salute to Charron. He's a talented guy. It's hard for me to watch his battles. But this wasn't the case in this battle. I openly admit that. I wasn't entertained by this battle. I just don't think it was battle of the year like DME thinks. He's out of his fucking mind. Pardon me, because I know Jim's talk about stop being dirty. I'm looking dirty. I'm looking at myself here. I'm looking fucking filthy. Anyway, let's get to the point. First round, I like that line with Jim's talking about with Marvin Quest line, talking about the name of his guns, and that line I really liked, and I also agree with. I like to watch more Quest McCody battles. I don't really like watching Marv 1 battles, but when they do battle together, I like it. So you know, maybe it's their chemistry, whatever. That's why that line hit well with me. He touched on the topic where he talked about getting jumped and losing the fight, that being 2 different things, you know what I'm saying? And the amount of respect. And the reason why that line stuck out for me so much is because, you know, especially the people who subscribe to me, who know me in real life, know how many brawls I've been through, how many times I've been jumped myself and shit like that. So that line stood out to me a lot because I agree with him. There's often time people make the mistake of thinking if you get sucker punched or you get jumped or something, everybody think you soft and this, that, and the third, and dumbass rumors circulate. But everybody seems to forget you got snucked or you got jumped. So that line stood out to me a lot. It's also with all the stuff that happened in Jimz. It's also why I respect Jimz for never hiding or trying to steer clear of addressing the issue, you know. We know we're gonna hear them sort of jokes for years as he battled, but it is what it is, man. Salute to Jimz because none of that ever stopped him from continuing to do what he was doing. That choreograph and choreographic and choreographic, like, you know, that shit from Jimz was fucking crazy. And to be honest, in terms of it being one line. In terms of one line, that was my favorite line of the whole battle. You know, I thought that was so dope. The way that, not only the creativity of it, but I thought the way that Jimz delivered it was very good. That body angle was fucking hilarious. I just want to wonder, you know, I put out a body review. I want to know if Jimz took my angle on Charron, man. Jimz, did I inspire that angle? No, I'm fucking around, man. I'm only joking. But that was a dope angle that he took. I thought Jimz had a very, very, very good first round. And again, like I say, I'm not someone who watches Charron battles like that. Something about it, but I never deny his skill. And in terms of, you know, whatever he writes, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, I may not like his delivery and all that shit, but what he writes, I give him credit for. Now, when he does freestyle, the ability to do so, I give credit for. And the only reason why I mention that is because I think Jimz, I don't know. I know Jimz watches some of my blogs. Maybe he watched all my blogs. Again, I'm just joking because I always say when you're going against all opponents, but then there's certain guys who, you know, people look at like they're the favorites, whatever the case be. But this goes with all opponents. You know, if you have to go first in a battle, you set the precedent. You put the pressure. And every round you're going first, so you set the precedent, and that person has to follow it. Now, of course, going last, you have more of an advantage because you get to see what they came with, and you know, and how you're gonna attack it. And you're the final one who goes, so you're the last person who everybody remembers. But it's something to be said about applying that pressure when going first, because now you got to top me. Pause. And I think Jimz did that. Just that he set a bar, and Charron had to attack it. You know what I'm saying? Charron, that Khabib line was fucking crazy. That Cortez to finish his round, he had a joke about Jimz being Cortez's what he said, retarded brother or the retarded cousin or something like that. It was very funny. Even with Cortez being in the building because he's on the card. But I thought it was an okay round. I thought it was a beatable round, and I thought it was clearly Jimz's round. I thought it was clear. I thought that first round was clear. That drag queens down line, I thought was dope, and I'm gonna score it for him. But I don't know. I think the setup was different, but didn't Lux say that shit to Hollow? But yeah, maybe the setup was different. Either way, I scored it for him right now. But you know, I just stood in my mind. But I scored a point for him for that anyway. And I thought Charron had a good round, but it wasn't enough. And I thought Jimz clearly took that first round. Second round, Jimz, that Drake line was funny. Definitely funny. I felt like he was going through the round pretty good. And then towards the very end, he like stumbled or forgot his round or whatever it was. It felt like he was trying to get it back, or he tried to freestyle at the end of it. I don't know what it is. Only Jimz can explain that, because it was kind of weird. Or maybe he only stopped his round the way it was because he felt like he was forgetting his round. So he just stopped instead of like fully choking. He said a few things sound like a freestyle, whatever, and then he just cut the round. But I thought he was having a cool round. Nothing major. Definitely a beatable round in my opinion. But it wasn't bad. It wasn't bad. Charron goes, man. That verse tracker line was fucking crazy. I have to give him props. I thought it was very creative, very funny. Overall, that line hit hard for me. That verse tracker line. Talking about Jim's face. He said something like Jim's face verse tracker. Jim's face has more hits on verse tracker than Jim's battles. Something to that effect. It was fucking fire. It was definitely fire. Midway through his round, he started flowing. And I love it when guys flow in their battles. I've said that many a times. I like it when guys flowing because it shows more the battle rap side and not more like aggressive spoken word. But when it comes to Charron, like whenever Charron does something like that, I like that. Like I don't know why he doesn't deliver his bars more like that though. I don't understand. I mean, Charron doesn't battle to entertain me, and I understand that. You know what I'm saying? He ain't gonna cater to what I want. I understand that. I'm just saying, like, you know, why not switch it up a little bit, man? That shit right there to me makes you more watchable for me. And I mean, I'm not the only one, but right now no one's speaking to you guys. So, but I thought Charron took that second round. Was it a great round? No, it was a good round. And it makes me think, even if Jimz didn't end the second the way he did, could Jimz still have won that round? I don't know. Because I thought Charron had a very good second round. I thought it was, you know, it wasn't bulletproof, but yeah, it was, you know what I'm saying? So again, like, this was an entertaining battle. It wasn't, it exceeded my expectation. I didn't think it was going to be this good of a battle. That's the truth. Jim started off his third with a rebuttal that didn't hit in the room, but I understand. I like that rebuttal, and even more reason why I like the rebuttal is two things. Number one, I've been through it in my life, and secondly, I was in the building that night all that shit happened. I was right there. There was only like two other people in front of me when that whole situation happened. So that rebuttal from Jimz, I thought it hit hard for me. didn't hit hard in the building. It seemed like no one cared. Whatever, it was fine. It didn't hurt his round at all. That Mr. Feeney line was crazy. I thought that B Rabbit and Papa Doc line was very slept on. That shit got no reaction. I thought that was fucking dope. But then, you know, Jimz just went into this crazy dope angle on Charron's autism and wilding out, and I'm not gonna tell you guys what was the angle, but I didn't see that coming at all. Pause. I thought that was a fire angle for Jimz to use. It also showed me versatility from Jimz that I keep saying. I feel like oftentimes we do see growth in Jimz. I prefer to see a little more aggression in Jimz. I thought that the angle he took and the way he did it and performed it, like, I can do nothing but give nothing but props to Jimz. Like, that was fire. And I don't want to say too much about it. You know, if you haven't seen the battle, go watch the battle. I don't like to give it away. That's one of the reasons in my breakdowns I highlight certain lines. I don't always give you word for word what was said, because I want you to watch it. Also, I don't want to butcher the line. And number 3 is overall, I feel like if I sit here and give you a line and they might not have context to it, I try to give you the context of it without giving you the actual bars and fucking it all up, if that makes sense. But that was a crazy round from Jimz, and again, to me, it just like put Charron in a place like, yo, man, you have to. The pressure's there, man. Like, what you gonna do with it, man? Jimz is applying pressure. After that, Charron goes, man. That late night ratchet call line, the shit like the late night ratchet call. He was going in saying how Jimz was like the only thing he had to resort to because other people didn't want to battle him. So he went into all of that shit and went into this ratchet late night call line. So that shit was dope. That was a crazy line when he hit Jimz, man. He said, I can recite Mook's 3rd round before I can quote a Jimz line, a Jimz ball. That was crazy, and that hit crazy hard, man. And I was like, wow, man, that was crazy from Charron. And again, he started flowing, which I thought was dope, but I definitely don't think it was enough to beat Jimz. And I feel like Jimz took the 1st and the 3rd clearly. I thought the 2nd round Charron took clearly. Even if Jimz would have been able to have a cleaner finish, I still don't think he would have took that 2nd. And again, this was a way more entertaining battle than I expected. It just wasn't, like I said, DME's wilding to my battle of the year. I don't see that. So salute to both these guys for making the decade card. Salute to King of the Dot and all their staff there and their company. May you have many, many more. All right. So you guys check out the other recaps. I'm probably gonna give you one more recap tonight. The rest I'll probably do tomorrow morning. I'm tired, and so on and so forth. I need to fucking shave. I'm looking like a savage here. My fucking head, everything. I'm looking like a savage out here. So salute to you. Thank you for rocking with me. Make sure you hit the subscribe and alert bell and click on all alerts. Some people who follow me for a long time, subscribe to me for a long time, complain that sometimes they don't get the alerts and everything, but make sure you put all alerts. You click all alerts, you will get every single alert. All right, thank you for rocking with me. Salute to you all.